And here we have it. So, again, today we're going to talk about a Google AI tool that is so powerful. I believe it's going to blow your mind. It blew my mind. And I'm on technology all day long. But when I saw what this could do, I was so excited. I said, I have got to share this with the small business community. So, if you have questions during this live stream, please drop them in the chat. I am actually going to answer your questions as we go along. And please do not hesitate to ask the questions. What a lot of people will do is email me later, but it's helpful if you put the question in the chat because it will help other people who also have that question. So, what is Google's Notebook LM? So the definition is Notebook LM is an AI powered notebook from Google Labs that helps users take notes, analyze, and research documents more efficiently. So now to the small business owner, that sounds boring, doesn't it? Quite boring, right? But what I found out is it's more than that. So it also says that it is a note taking and research assistant. But for business, it is so much more. So I have a short agenda today because we're going to go into the demo so that you can see everything hands on. And if, by the way, you want to follow along, my suggestion is that you always have the screen open. If you've never been to any of my workshops, I always tell people that are doing online workshops to open up your computer. If you have two computers, have two screens open, one where you can watch my screen and the other where you can actually do the work. Okay. So if that's your phone, your tablet, whatever, be on two devices if possible so you can go ahead and do some of these things that I'm going to show you today. So on this agenda is I'm going to show you uses for Notebook LM. And then we're also, like I said, we're going to jump into the demo, which is the most exciting part. So, Notebook LM uses. One of the things it can do is it can analyze your writing, make suggestions, and provide critiques. It can help you brainstorm new ideas. It will serve as your research companion and offer up summaries to complex articles. So, did you ever see an article online and it's too long? This can actually summarize that article, and I'm going to show you something that's even more amazing than the summarization. So, Notebook LM uses for business, right? So what you can do with Notebook LM for your business is you can create notebooks and you can centralize your ideas that you have. And by the way, I know a lot of people say if they're new in business, they don't have ideas, they don't know what to put on paper, they don't know what to write and all that. Well, this tool will actually help you find those ideas. It will create the ideas for you. That's how amazing this tool is. So another thing that it helps businesses with is to you can upload your content and then ask questions. So if you have like let's say it's a book, you can upload that entire book. Of course, it has to be in electronic format, but you can ask questions about that book and then Notebook LM will answer those questions. It will also help you to summarize information and put it into a guide for you so that you don't have to do that. It will also create an audio overview of your content, which, if you're on my email list, by the way, and if you're not, I highly suggest that you get on my email list because I'm going to be going live. I'm going to try to do it at least once a month and then increase it as I get used to being live to once a week. So get on my list so that you can get this. And if you got the last one, you saw an audio that I'm going to show here in a few minutes that I created with Notebook LM. Okay, so we're going to talk about that shortly. And now we're going to talk about Notebook LM itself and then do a demo. The first thing I want to do is tell you, once again, hopefully you're on two devices so that you can see my screen and also do the work. So if you're doing that, go to notebook.google, not .com, .google. So go to notebook.google, and then this is what you'll see. So the first part of that screen that you'll see, it will say think smarter. And because this is technology, I'm going to use a disclaimer that I always use in my trainings. What you see on your screen may be completely different than what I see, because these technology companies are always rolling out new things. So I might see something different. But this is what was on my screen as of yesterday. So you will see a screen that says think smarter, not harder, the ultimate tool for understanding the information that matters most to you, built with Gemini 1.5. So what is Gemini 1.5? Gemini is the replacement for Bard, which was Google's AI tool just a few months ago. Gemini rolled out, and so now it's a more powerful AI tool that I have been using along with ChatGPT. Until this came along, I've really been using this for a lot of things. So on the when you scroll down on that page, the next thing that you're going to see is it says your personalized AI research assistant. And it's telling you what you can do is you can upload your sources. You can upload PDFs, websites, YouTube videos, audio files, Google Docs, or Google Slides, and Notebook LM will summarize them and make interesting connections between topics, all powered by Gemini 1.5's multimodal understanding capabilities. Okay. So, if anybody has any questions, once again, please drop them in the chat. If I'm using any terms or phrases that you don't understand, drop it in the chat and I will answer them. Okay. So instant insight. So it says with all of your sources in place, Notebook LM gets to work and becomes a personalized AI expert in the information that matters most to you. So to get to this section, I just scroll down on that screen. The next section on that screen says the source, not just the answer. It says gain confidence in every response because Notebook LM provides clear citations for its work. So it's going to let you know where it's pulling that information from. So I know been a problem with some of the different AI platforms, is that they're not citing where they're getting this information from. And what a lot of people do is they use AI exactly as it's given to them without citing where the information came from. And by the way, if you're using a tool and they don't cite, one thing I do is I write a prompt and I ask it, where did you get this from? Is this original? Don't be afraid to ask AI that question, because it will come back and tell you. It usually says, oh, I'm sorry. I should have told you it came from blah, blah, blah place, right? So that you're not getting in trouble. You're not going to have any copyright infringements and that type of thing. So and when you scroll down on the page, the next thing that you see is it says listen and learn on the go. Our new audio overview feature can turn your sources into engaging deep dive discussions with one click, and we're about to see that. Also, if you got my email, one of the things that I stressed was that your data would be private. So when you upload your content, what Notebook LM is going to do, which is different from some of the other AI platforms, is that they value your privacy and they do not use your personal data to train Notebook LM. So it's not training AI off of your content. So you can feel confident in uploading your PDFs, your videos, your information. Just don't do anything personal, I would say, because it is technology. So things change, we don't know. But just make sure it's things about your business, things that you're already making public to people, and even some things that you have not made public. But what they're promising is that there is privacy that comes along with it. It says Notebook LM does not use your personal data, including your source uploads, queries, and the responses from the model for training. And then it says how people are using Notebook LM. And again, I just scroll down on that screen. If you're going along with me, just scroll down to this next section. And it says people are using it for power study. It says they're uploading lecture recordings, textbook chapters, and research papers. You can ask Notebook LM to explain complex concepts in simple terms, and it will provide real world examples and reinforce your understanding. It's saying that you can learn faster and deeper, right? Also, people are using it to organize your thinking. So, how many of you have all these ideas in your head, right? You can put them into Notebook LM and get back whatever help it is that you need. So, in organizing your thinking, what you can do is upload your source material. It could be brochures, ebooks, books, pamphlets about your business. You can upload this source material and let Notebook LM create a polished presentation outline, complete with key talking points and supporting evidence. It says that you can present with confidence once you've done this. The next thing it's saying that people are using Notebook LM for is to spark new ideas. You can upload brainstorming notes, market research, and competitor research. You can ask Notebook LM to identify trends, generate new product ideas, and uncover hidden opportunities. It's saying you can unlock your creative potential. So now, with that being said, you should be at the end of that Notebook LM homepage, right? What I want you to do is scroll all the way back up to the top and click on that button that says Try Notebook LM. So if you're following along, the next thing you're going to see is it's going to ask you to log into your Gmail account. Now, this I will say, I have personal Gmail accounts and then I have my one business Gmail account. So what I notice, and I'm going to show this to you today, if it has not changed since last night, like I said, this is technology, so it might have changed. But what I notice is when I log into my business Gmail, which is in Google Workspace. If you have a business Gmail, you know that it's through Google Workspace and not just through the regular Gmail platform. The page actually looks different. And I didn't get a chance because I just noticed it late last night when I put them side by side that they look different. But I want to find out if the business Gmail account, the workspace account, has different features than the personal Gmail account. But we're going to go in. So I do notice one thing different, and I'm going to show you what that is. But go ahead and log in using your Gmail account. And because this is for small business owners, I'm recommending if you have a workspace Gmail account or a business Gmail account, use that one to log in. Okay. So now, and excuse if you can hear any noise, excuse me because I am in a virtual workspace and I got an office that is the noisy office because I couldn't book the other one today. But anyway, so now once you've logged in using your Gmail account, what you will see, this by the way is the workspace Gmail, right? So when I log in using my workspace Gmail, I see this pink hue and this green. I didn't turn it this color. And I went into the settings option to see if there was a way to change how this looks, and there was not. So this is the workspace. So yours may or may not look like this. Again, things look different on different people's when different people log into all of this technology, right? So this is what it looks like in my business Gmail account. And as you can see, it says, "Welcome to Notebook LM." There are little prompts that says how to use Notebook LM, and then also you'll see all of my notebooks. So all these notebooks that you see are the ones that I created, and we're going to go into some of them so you can see what I actually created. Next, it brings you, I mean, not next, I'm sorry. With this, what you're seeing on my screen now, this is when I log into my personal Gmail and use Notebook LM. And as you can see, the boxes are all gray. And then above, you can see all of my notes. And what you see in the red box are example notes that Notebook LM has in the personal Gmail account, but it was not in the business Gmail account, Notebook LM. So I don't know what the difference is. I don't know if they're, just testing some things. As they do when new AI systems and tools come out. But this is what I see. So if you see the first one, don't worry, just use it. If you see this one, don't worry, just use it because they all function the same. There may be something different. I don't know. So again, as I mentioned, if you want to get on my email list, go ahead and scan that QR code, and then if you want to connect with me in any other way, these are the ways to connect with me. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead into the demo. So I'm going to get back to my browser, right? So back in my browser, one of the things I'm going to show is the commercial that I created, that I talked about. I'm seeing something weird on my screen. Oh, here we go.
Hey everyone, get
So
this.
this
We
is
are
the
diving deep
commercial
today
that I
into something.
mentioned earlier. So if you're on my email list, this is what I actually sent out in the email. So the email was inviting people to this particular workshop, and in within the email I actually put this that I created in Notebook LM, which is a commercial. So I'm going to show you how you can create this for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and play it so you can hear it, and I might not play it all the way through because it is almost 3 minutes long.
Hey everyone, get this. We are diving deep today into something super cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's all about like this new AI tool.
Okay.
And it could be a total game changer, especially if you're a small business owner.
Yeah.
You know.
Interesting.
So there's this workshop happening. It's called, get this, Google's most powerful AI tool will blow your mind.
Wow.
I know, right?
Get the G.
It is. And it's on Wednesday, October 30th at 10:00 a.m.
Okay.
And it's hosted by this amazing woman named Romona Foster.
Oh, I've heard of her.
Yeah, she is a social media marketing trainer and consultant. And let me tell you, she's already using this tool to get incredible results.
Yeah, and the potential of this is just huge.
Right.
We can't reveal the exact name of this AI tool just yet, but what I can say is that it's designed to really boost productivity,
That's what I'm talking about. Like, give me something that can.
especially for small businesses.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm already so curious. Can you give us just like the little sneak peek? What can this tool actually do? So imagine this. You have a tool that can just take over all those really time-consuming tasks
Yes.
that bog you down
So
as a
as you
small
can
business.
see, all I did was I went into Notebook LM. We're getting ready to go in there. I created a prompt asking it to, telling it, first of all, who I am and that I'm having this workshop. I told them the name of the workshop, and I said to them, please do not tell them the name of the tool that I will be talking about, right? So I wanted to keep it a little mysterious. And this is the commercial that it came up with. And if you want to hear the whole commercial, you can always go to my YouTube channel because it's on there. So now, where I am now is I am in, by the way, I am in my, I believe this is my business. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So this is my business notebook LM. As you can see, it looks different from what it looked like last night. Remember how I showed you it had all that orange and green hues? Now it looks very much like the other notebook LM that I showed you earlier. So here we go. So anyway, this is what we're going to do. So when you get into Notebook LM, yours will not look like this, most likely, if you've never used it before. Because like I said, I've already created a bunch of notebooks. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the new notebook, whatever yours looks like, because I can't even remember what it looked like because I've been in here so long playing around. But you'll see a new notebook button. Go ahead and click on that. In my case, it's a plus sign. So once I click on this new notebook button, yours again, if you're just starting, I'm pretty sure it did not look like this, right? So yours is going to look a little different. But what it's going to do is it's going to say you can add sources. So in creating your notebooks, you would want to add sources. If I go ahead and if I hit the X on this box, and sources, by the way, again, are PDFs, their videos, their website links, their books, whatever it is that you want to upload to generate content from, or to get Notebook LM to summarize or create content ideas for. If I hit this X on this, it's going to bring me to this little dashboard, right? So this is what the dashboard looks like. And this is where you can begin to generate a note if yours looks like this as well. So you can click on add note. You can view the chat if you've actually chatted in this box at the bottom. And then you can click on notebook guide, which will show you all of the information that it generated. Over on the left, you will see the sources. So you can click this plus sign to upload sources. You can click, check this box to select all sources. Right now, I don't have any sources over there. And at the top center, or close to the center, you'll see Untitled Notebook. So what you'll do is you will name this notebook. So I'm going to just call it new, but you're going to call it, like, I would call it workshop description or book summary, and then name the book, call it whatever you would. I'm just doing this for the workshop. I'm just going to call it new. To the right of where the title is a gear icon that says settings. So when I click on this gear icon, it has Notebook LM FAQs, and then you'll see a Discord link, which means that you can join their Discord community. I don't know if any of you are on Discord, but Discord is a place where people, it's like a Reddit or Quora, where people go. They have little communities. Notebook LM has a community where you can go in and give your suggestions. You can tell them what you like, what you don't like, what you suggested they add, and they really do listen to the people that are in that community. I'm not a big fan of Discord, so I have not joined this particular community. But if they come out of Discord and create the community somewhere else, I probably would go in there. You can also switch to light mode under settings, or you can switch to dark mode, right? So you can click on that. So I'm going to go back into light mode so it looks better for the video. And also, you can share whatever this note, you can share your notes. So if you click here, you can share that, get a link to your notes and share it with people. And as with all Google, you'll see your picture. When you move your mouse over it, you'll see your email address there. So if you click on, and I'm new to this too, so I'm forgetting what this does. And when I click on add note, okay, so yeah, so I can add a new note and click in here and start typing whatever the note is that I want to type. So that part is easy, right? So one of the things I want to do is tell you what I have used Notebook LM for business for. So one of the things I have used it for is I created an ebook outline. And what I did was, let me see if I can find it back here. The outline for my ebook. Here's, I think this is it. So what I did was I actually just came and uploaded over here on the left. You'll see sources. So the last live stream that I did was called Online Marketing for Business. What I did was I came and I uploaded the presentation in PDF format into Notebook LM, and I asked it to create. First of all, it gave me a summary. It will give you a summary of what you uploaded. So all of your sources, it will outline. It will say, this was an online marketing workshop for da 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 da. And if I click on view chat, or not view chat, what is it? Notebook Guide, I think. Hold on a minute. Yeah, here it is. So Notebook Guide, when you click on Notebook Guide, it's going to tell you, it's going to show you the summary of what I uploaded. So these sources that I uploaded, and by the way, I'm getting ready to show you how to upload these sources, right? What it did was it gave a summary of what I uploaded, and then over to the right, it gives you suggested questions. How can a business establish a strong brand identity? So this is content that I can use later, these suggested questions. Also, if I want, I can create an FAQ out of this information. So and I actually did. So when I clicked on FAQ, it gave me a bunch of online marketing questions to put into the ebook. And then I can answer those. It also allows me to create a study guide. So if I wanted to create a study guide to go along with the ebook, I could do that. And also it will help you to generate a table of contents. Now, I didn't do this table of contents, but what I did was I asked it to give me an outline for the ebook. And the way that I did that was I clicked in here where it says start typing into this text field at the very bottom of the screen. And it actually gave me an outline. I didn't use the table of contents, but I will use that when I'm writing my other books and things. But I'm just, like I said, playing around with this. And by the way, I'm not a big use everything that AI gives you person, and you shouldn't be either. So, what AI is to be used for is for ideas. Do not use this stuff exactly as they give it to you. Even the outline, I changed some of the things on there. I'm not using it because, first of all, when I upload my books to Amazon KDP, it asks me if I have used AI to generate any of my content, and it will get flagged as an AI book, and I don't want that. So everything that it gives me, I'm changing it. I'm just using it as ideas, and I'm writing my own text. I love to write, so it's not a problem for me to be able to write. But if I were you, what I would do, I would change what they give me. Just use your own ideas and be creative, and just incorporate them into some of what they've given you. So also it allows you to create a timeline. So let's say I'm going to use this guy that I saw talking about Notebook LM. I can't remember his name on YouTube, who is an author. And what he does is he will write something and then upload it as a source, and then click on timeline, and then it gives you the timeline and the period of what was happening in this book that he wrote, right? So that's what the timeline is. So it would say, um, in fall of 2020, this person did XYZ, whatever, time frames he had within that document. So it gave him a whole timeline of the whole book. Also, you can create briefing documents, right? So if you're doing anything corporate, it's probably more used for a corporate situation, but you can create a briefing document. And then the next thing is you can click on this button to the right and generate that voice commercial that I did earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this generate button so you can just see what it looks like. So what people are using this for are podcasts. So what happens is after this finishes generating, and it takes a few seconds or probably like a minute, to generate the conversation. And it's pretty fast, even no matter how much how many sources that you've uploaded, it's pretty fast based off of, that's a lot of content in those two PDFs right there. So, but it doesn't take that long to generate. Also, just to let you know, I forgot to mention the number of sources that you can upload per note are 50 sources, right? And I don't think, any of us will have 50 sources to upload, but it could be possible, like if you're trying to merge documents or do anything like that. You may have 50. You can go ahead and upload 50 of those, and it will generate all of this content based on those 50 sources that you put in. So this is actually still spinning, which is surprising because it doesn't normally take this long. But what I'm going to do, because I'm going to come back to this, and I'm going to go back over to another note. We'll come back to hear what it says in a minute. So let's go out, and then I'm going to click on New Notebook. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose these are some files that I did not choose yet. And by the way, under upload sources, let's talk about this, or add sources. It says sources let NotebookLM base its responses on the information that matters most to you. So it says examples of sources that you can upload are marketing plans, course reading, research notes, meeting transcripts, sales documents, etc. And so when you scroll down, you can either click on choose file to upload, or directly, and by the way, it says supported file types: PDFs, text documents, markdown, audio, example, MP3s. Excuse me. And what I noticed is you cannot upload an MP4 or a video, but what you can do is use the link to that video. So if you have a video that you want to add as a source, make sure it's on YouTube or Vimeo or someplace like that. And don't take my word for it, because I'm not even sure if it does Vimeo videos, but I know that it works for YouTube, and I'm going to show you how I know that. So directly under that, it says Google Drive. I don't have my Google Drive. Google Drive. And then inside the Google Drive are the Google Docs and the Google Slides, right? So you can upload your Google Docs, your Google Slides. I don't really use Google Docs and Google Slides. I usually use the PDF versions of the documents. You can use links. And the links that you can use are websites, YouTube, or you can copy text and paste it into NotebookLM as a source. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to choose website. So let me go here, and I'm going to say website. And I actually have my little note over here, what I did. So I'm going to copy this website. I don't know if this will do it because it's Google. But what you can do is you can paste a website link here. The URL has to be the URL. So it has to have the HTTPS, right? And it says notes, only the visible text on the website will be imported at this moment. Paid articles are not supported. So if I click insert, this might not work because on google.com, there's not a lot of text on the homepage. But let's see. So let's see the summary. It says the provided text outlines Google's diverse range of services and products, showcasing its dominance. So what I did was for my own website is I said create 50 social media posts for this website. Or actually it should say from. But I'm going to put that in there and then I'm going to click this arrow and see what social media posts or if it comes back with any, because like I said, Google's homepage doesn't have a whole bunch. So then you see it comes back with all these questions. I can help create social media posts, but I need more information about the website to do so. Please tell me, what is the website about? What is the target audience for the website? Blah, blah, blah. So it's not going to work for that website. So let's do this. Let me uncheck the Google one and let me put my own website in here. Let's see if it's letting me. Do I have my website over here? No, I don't. Okay, I think something weird's happening because it's not letting me type. Let me hit the back arrow. I'm going to come out of this one. All right. And by the way, I should have named that note. So always remember to name your notebooks just so you I'm gonna do a new notebook and I'm gonna do website and I'm gonna say TTPS and then I'm gonna do insert. It's gonna come back and give me a summary of my website. And then I'm going to take this prompt. So the prompt is create 50 social media posts from this website. It should say from. That might be part of the reason. Or I'm going to say based on this website. And then I'm going to hit the arrow. And I can name it while it's generating. And I'm going to say my website post. And as you can see, it worked this time. It didn't work with Google's website. But you see how it is, it gave me 50 posts. So I can actually go into Canva, like copy these. These aren't as good as the ones they gave me last night. Last night they gave me real juicy posts, right? But I think I must have put it in a different prompt, like a stronger prompt. Like, for instance, a stronger prompt would, if you want to do this with your website, would be, I am a financial consultant who offers financial tools to, small business owners. Please generate 50 social media posts based off of my website. And then, of course, you've already added the website address in the source and then hit go. So yesterday I used a stronger prompt. So it gave me more meatier social media posts. So just make sure that your prompts are juicier than what I just gave it. I just said create 50 social media posts based off of this website, but just tell it who you are, what you do, who you're targeting with the post and that type of thing, and it will generate better stuff, right? So always be thinking about what your prompts are. Always remember to name your or give a title to your notes. And let's go back. I want to show you also. So I did the ebook outline for my ebook that I'm writing. And then I also did email copy. So again, if you're on my email list, one of the things that I did was I went in and asked it to write the email copy based off of the workshop description. So I wrote out a workshop description. I went into Notebook LM and my prompt was, please create email copy from this workshop description, and it generated the email copy. And by the way, I know earlier I said I don't use the AI exactly as it is unless I'm doing something like an email, and I'm always changing words because it'll use words that I don't naturally say. So I'll change some of the words, but that's the one thing that I don't have a problem with using the copy as it is, just making some modifications. But if I'm writing a book or if I'm doing something that is strictly 100% has to be non AI generated, I'm rewriting the whole thing. I'm just using it for ideas and that's it. But for email, you can get away with allowing it to write it for you. Just make sure that you don't just paste it. Like I see people doing this all the time when I'm doing trainings. They just take exactly what the AI says and they send it, they post it on social media, they put it in their email, they do this, they put it everywhere. And it looks, a lot of times, it doesn't sound like them and it doesn't look like anything that a human wrote, and they don't read it. So make sure that you read it, care enough about your business to read it and modify it. Care enough about your customers to read it and modify it, right? Because you want to really let people know that you care about them. That's one of the reasons why I do these workshops and these free stuff, because I really do care about small business owners and I want to help them to grow their businesses and build their brands, right? So the other thing, oh, this was the other thing. So let's go back to, we were talking about the audio commercial. So let's go back to see if this one that I created first generated the video, right? So I'm going to go back to the notes, click on notebook guide, and oh, it didn't work. I guess because I went away. So let me click generate again. I don't know why it took so long. Generally, oh, this is the Google one. I'm sorry. That's why. So hold on. Let's get back to that one. Oh, here it is. It's called new. Sorry, I forgot what I called it. So the one that's called new, I think that's not it. Guys, help me. I forget which one it was. So let me see. Was it this? That's Google. And by the way, once you click on one, it comes to the front of this. This one is not it. I don't think. All right. Nope. I don't know where it went. Let me redo it. So I'm going to redo this audio commercial for you. And by the way, I actually think it's over here. So hold on. Excuse me. I think it's down here. Oh, here it goes. So these were the audio commercials that I created. This was what I wanted to show you. This was this that I showed you. And by the way, I didn't tell you this. The Google Notebook LM does not create the picture and all of that. What I did was I took that audio, that
Hey everyone,
commercial,
get this. We
this
are diving
commercial
deep.
that's playing. I took that, I put it into Canva. I designed a excuse me, I designed a YouTube thumbnail and I put the audio over top of it. And then it just started playing, right? So, and then I saved it as an MP4, which is the format that you have to save for a YouTube video, and I uploaded it to YouTube. So that's how it got that. It looks like that, right? But this is the commercial, right? So what I did was I pasted text. I gotta remember. Let me see, view chat. I forget how to get to it. See, I'm super new to this, just like you are. Um, so I actually pasted the text, so it was a prompt. So I told it who I am. Here's the summary. I'm a social media trainer. I'm hosting this free workshop on October 30th at 10 a.m. The workshop title is XYZ. This is all the text that I posted. And then it came up with that lovely commercial that I just played for you. Here it says click and load the conversation so I can reload it. And this is taking forever today. Oh, there it goes. So once this is generated, again, you would click that generate button, right, that I showed you earlier. And then once it generates, it's going to look like this because it's an audio file. It's not a video. And you click on these three, this drop down, the three dots, and this will drop down. And what you can do is you can change the playback speed on it. Like, let's say if I felt like those people were talking too slow, I could change the playback speed, or I can download it, which is what I did. I downloaded it onto my computer. And by the way, if you know how to edit audio, because as you can see, I did this, I think you could see back here, I did this 5 times. So this was the best commercial, number 5, because I did not like the other ones. Because within the commercials, what those people were doing is they were saying stuff that I didn't say, right? They were making up stuff. So sometimes they get very excited about what you're putting in there, about your sources, about your text prompts. And the host of this podcast are so excited that sometimes they say things that you didn't say. And I'm going to show you how to customize what they're saying so that you can get them to say exactly what you want them to say. Again, if you click on these three dots, that's where you're going to download the commercial. I called it a commercial. I told them to make it into a commercial when I customized it. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And actually, let me just copy this text. Or wait a minute, did I have text over here? Okay, let me do it this way so you can see. I am going to create a new note so you can see how to make a commercial for yourself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different YouTube video, right? So I'm going to come over to YouTube. Okay.
All right,
What
we
is this
have
on
12
this
o'clock
video?
Eastern. We're going to go ahead and get
I'm going
underway.
to come over
Welcome,
to
everybody, to
YouTube, and
Own the...
this is a video that I did with Constant Contact. And I'm going to click on share, right? Just to copy the link, and I'm going to click copy. So that's where I get the link for the video from. And actually, I'm sorry, don't use this link because I tried that link, that long link like that, and it didn't work. You actually have to take the link from the address bar. So it has to have that watch after it. For some reason, the other links did not work. So I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to go back over to NotebookLM, and I'm going to start over just so you remember how I did it. So I have the link. I'm going to do new notebook. I'm going to have 1,000 notebooks in here when I get done here today. But once you come over to new notebook, you're going to click on under link. You're going to do YouTube. So that makes me think that you probably can't do Vimeo unless you put it in as a website link. So it may not work. So I'm going to paste that YouTube URL in there, and then I'm going to click insert. What it's going to do again is it's going to generate a summary of that video, right? You see the summary is here, but what we're here to do is we actually want, and again, just as a reminder, if you want, you can create FAQs out of this video. You can create a study guide. You can create a table of contents, a timeline, or a briefing document. But what we're here to do is we're going to do an audio commercial like the one that I just showed you, right? So over on the right, you see where it says deep dive conversation. This is where people are creating their podcasts. This is where I created that commercial or any audio conversation, right? So you can go ahead and click the blue generate button and it will automatically generate it straight from that video. But you can also customize it, and I'm going to put in a prompt. So I'm going to say, I'm going to copy this, create a commercial advertisement for this video. And notice this time I'm not going to put it at the bottom where it says start typing in that prompt field. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click customize to the left of the deep dive conversation. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to paste it where it says create a commercial advertisement from this video. Now, one of the things you want to make sure that you do, I just mentioned this, is tell them exactly what you want, because they will make up stuff if you're not specific. So it says here, what should the AI host focus on? And by the way, before I pasted that info in there, it says things to try. Focus on specific source. Example, cover the Renaissance chapter in the history article. Focus on specific topics. Example, talk about the key capabilities and limitations. So these are types of things they're telling you to tell it, right? But I'm not going to do that right now for the interest of time. But what I would normally do is say, in this video, is Matt Montoya from Constant Contact, Bill Shipley from Constant Contact, and myself, Romona Foster. Okay. And then I would say, please create a commercial advertisement for this video. Or I would actually tell them, in this video, we were targeting small business owners and teaching them how to do XYZ. So I'm real specific. Like I take all the characters limit to tell them what I want them to do, right? So right now I'm just going to put create a commercial advertisement. And one of the other things I noticed that they did was they kept calling me they, and I wanted to be called she. So when I customized this audio, I came in here and I said, after my name, I put she, right, in parentheses. So you can do the same thing if you want to tell them how you want to be referred to. If you want them to use your first and last name, say, please only use my first name. Please do this. So constantly tell them exactly what you want in this audio. Otherwise, it could say anything. So you see this little line that I put says create a commercial advertisement for this video. Because I didn't give them specifics, I'm very interested in hearing what they're going to say, because they will make up stuff, like I said. Like I had to tell them, please don't say that I said things that I didn't say. So because they kept saying, oh, and she said this, but I didn't say that in the actual video and in my content. They were just making up stuff, right? So what I would do is I would go back and change it. That's why I have 5 different commercials, because I did it until I got it to say exactly what I wanted it to say. So you may want to do the same. A few times they got it right on the first try for different things that I did. So again, for some reason today, this is super slow. And this video, let me see how long this video is. It's probably, oh, it's 51 minutes, so it might take a minute. Let me name my notebook first of all. I'm gonna call this smart phone workshop, right? I'm gonna give it a couple more seconds. So again, as you notice, one of the things I have not done yet with you is I'm going to do that one next. So I have my little notes over here on the right. But one of the things I want to show you is how to upload multiple sources so that it's pulling from all of these different places, right? So This is slow today. The other thing I wanted to say too is this is something that I noticed. So, a couple of people, I was looking at their YouTube videos to figure out something. I was trying to figure out about this that I couldn't figure out. Like for instance, this view chat thing, the notebook guide, view chat for me never says anything. Even if I do chat here, it never has my chat for some reason. So I was looking for that. And what I noticed was a couple of people said you had to save your note and they had like a save thing. Mine doesn't have that. So yours may or may you may see on there that you have to save the note. One guy said because if you don't save it, the notes disappear. I didn't have that problem. What I did was I just make sure that I title my notes. And even when they're untitled, I notice that they still save. And what I think I remember, if I can remember correctly, when I signed up, because I think he's probably had his account when it first came out. I'm just now discovering it, right? But what I think was when I opened up my Notebook LM account, it actually asked me, "Do you want to save your notes?" And I said, "Yes." And then from that then on, all my notes were saved. So this is taking like forever, maybe because it's 51 minutes this video, but we'll come back to that because the final thing that I want to show you, or not the final thing, but the next thing I want to show you is uploading multiple. So we're going to do new note. And what I did was I just saved a couple of documents that I wanted to upload. So I'm going to go upload sources, choose a file. So I choose a file. It's going to go to my computer. And I'm just going to upload I think it's two, and I don't even know if it's going to let me do this. Like I said, they're MP4s. They're probably going to want me to have them in link format, but we're going to see if it lets me upload these MP4s because I don't see that as an option. So right here, no, it won't because the MP4s are not showing. So I'm just going to upload this handout from Google, get found on local Google. So I will open that and let's say, let me see if I can. So you see over on the left, the source, how to get found on Google. Let me go to my channel and see if I can find one of my Google videos real quick. I'm not sure if I will be able to. Let's just see. So let me put in the search here. Moving kind of slow. Okay, search. I'm going to put Google. And let's see. If I scroll down, because the PDF is about, here it is. Let me use this one. Oh, that's right. I have to use the watch page link. So I'm going to use this link. Oh, that video is old. I don't even use that anymore. So let's go here. And then I'm going to add a source. So over on the left, when you want to add multiple sources, another source, you're going to click on the plus sign to the right of sources. And I'm going to scroll down. And I'm going to do YouTube because it's a YouTube video. And I'm going to paste. And I'm going to insert. So over on the left, you see there are two sources. If I had a book, a book or something, I would upload that for you, but I don't. So again, it's always the same. Go ahead and title your note. Google Business, I'm gonna call it. And then you can generate, let me do FAQ. Let me let you see all of these, by the way. So we can do an FAQ from it. And you see how it took that document and the video. It says, how do I respond to Google reviews on my phone? And then it actually gives you the answers to the FAQs. And like I said, in my ebook, I don't use their answers. I create my own answers to the FAQs. And then when you click on this note, by the way, you can actually name this. So the main note is called Google Business. So I'm going to call it Google Business FAQ or something. FAQs, right? So there's that. And by the way, this is the weird thing that I noticed about this, and I saw a pop-up one time, but I've never seen that pop-up again, is that there's no place, like there's no copy button. So you can't copy this. So what I did was I just highlighted it and then right-clicked on it and then clicked copy because I couldn't figure out, like I said, I'm just learning this just like you are. I could not figure out how to copy this. And like I said, I saw somewhere it said that you can't copy this, which was weird. I don't understand why you can't copy it. When I click on this checkbox, you can delete the note or deselect the note. Uh, you can add a note. So again, if you click on add a note, you can write something if you want. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. So it's going to delete the selected note. So let me go back to notebook guide over on the right. This is always my, I get excited when I click on notebook guide because sometimes I get lost and I'm like, where did that go? But the notebook guide will bring you back to everything. So let's say from these two sources, I wanted to then, after I did the FAQs, I wanted to create a study guide, right? I click on study guide and it's generating the study guide from all of that information. And suggestions for you, by the way, would be if you have a website, generate content from that. If you have brochures, upload your brochures here. If you have pamphlets, upload them, upload those. People I think of that have pamphlets and brochures are like doctors and, people like that. So I don't know if a lot of people have pamphlets and brochures anymore, but if you do, all of your marketing collateral, whether it's a flyer, a pamphlet, a brochure, your website link, your YouTube videos. If you have videos and they're not on YouTube, put them on YouTube and just use use the link to generate content from them, right? So, because that's one of the issues that small business owners always say, they don't have any content. If you've done any presentation somewhere, upload the presentation. So you can't do like a PowerPoint. You can't upload like a PowerPoint, but what you can do is turn that PowerPoint which is what I did with that online marketing ebook. I took my PowerPoint and I turned it into a PDF, and then I uploaded it as a source on NotebookLM, and that's when it generated my ebook. And the nice thing about that ebook was it was all my stuff. It was not made up AI stuff. They took everything from my presentation and my video that went with the presentation. And because in the presentation, it doesn't have all the words that I actually spoke in the video. That's why I uploaded the video and the presentation, right? So it then took all of that and generated an ebook outline for me. And it was great because it even captured some of the things that I forgot that I said, right? And it didn't make up anything. The only one that made up stuff was in the podcast. The people were making up, oh, she said this. And I'm like, no, I didn't say that, right? So you got to pay attention. Even that podcast, you need to pay attention to. If you don't know how to edit that podcast, don't post it until after you listen to it and make sure everything that they say is true. If there are things in there are not true, get somebody to edit it. It's an audio clip. It's not the same as editing a video, but there's software that you can use to edit that audio, and Audible is one of I'm not Audible. What is it? Audacity is the one that I use, right? So scratch that. Don't go to Audible, right? Download Audacity. It's a free software that you can edit your audio. And it's pretty simple to use. You might have to look up on YouTube how to use it. But I've been using it for years, so it's a little easier for me. So this is the study guide for the Google business, right? So Google business, we're going to call this one study guide. And then we're going to come out of that. And then we're going to go back to our handy dandy notebook guide, because this is how I know how to do it. In the bottom right hand corner, click on notebook guide. And we're going to go ahead and create a table of contents out of those two things, right? Out of the video over here and the handout that I uploaded. So you see all this information that it's creating for you. So here we go. That's my table of contents. So I'm going to call it Google Business Table of Contents. I'm really not going to use this for anything because the two things that I uploaded don't really match. So make sure that whatever you upload they match, but it's not like something that I would use, content that I would use together. So here's the intro. The table of contents, and I'm going to go back to, and as you can see, it's building on my notebook. So notebook guide, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to do a timeline. I don't know what that timeline would look like because these were not things. So let's see, this timeline. Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. It used examples out of that video, created a timeline from it. So I'm going to call it Google Business Timeline. And then, so now I have what? 1, 2, 3, 4 notes. I'm going to go back to Notebook Guide, and I'm going to click on a briefing document. Let's see what this briefing document looks like that it generates. So here we go. Just from those two little pieces of content. So here's the briefing document. Source 1, theme, key takeaways. Oh, I like that. How it creates key takeaways. I should have done that for my ebook. Takeaways would be nice. So if you want, just click on it, and we're going to do Google Business Briefing Doc. Okay. So let's go back and see if that podcast generated from this smartphone workshop. Let's see. So I clicked on it. Now I'm going to go back to the notebook guide, and here it is. So let's listen to see. By the way, the video that I uploaded was 51 minutes. And the podcast, this is going to be, or actually I asked for a commercial. So this commercial is only 14 minutes, which is long for a commercial, by the way. They actually created the length of the podcast that they create. If, by the way, you want it to be longer, when you go hit that customize button to the left of that blue generate button, make sure, remember how I said to you to give them specific directions. Say in there that you want a lengthy podcast or commercial or whatever, or say short. You want it to be short. I tried to give it times, like I would say, I want it to be 30 minutes. It never listened to me. But if you say short or lengthy, use words to describe how long you want it to be, right? It never comes up to exactly how long you want it to be, but if you just keep pushing it with different, you know, prompts and telling it what to do, it will eventually. And by the way, after you've customized it once, clicked on that customize button and given them those instructions, it won't come up again. So what I had to do, that's why I had 5 commercials, is I came to the 3 dots and I clicked download, and then I would generate, create a whole new notebook and generate it again. That's why I have 5 different commercial notebooks, because I just had to come back in. I took that same prompt again and then modified it and created a whole new notebook, and then did a custom, gave them the instructions and then click generate. And then it gave me a new commercial until I was satisfied. I did it 5 times. And like I said, a couple things that I did, I only had to do it once and it was perfect. But you may have to do that modification thing that I just described. But let's listen to Make the Smartphone. I forget what this is called. Make the smartphone your superpower. Maximize social media, email marketing, and text marketing. So this is the commercial. So listen up. I'm not going to play the whole 14 minutes, but listen here. Let's see what it says.
All right, so you want to tap into the marketing power of smartphones. Smart move. We're diving into this YouTube video today, and it's jam-packed with tips on how to max out your social media, email, and text marketing game. And get this, a whopping 86% of the world's population owns a smartphone.
Wow.
That's a massive audience just waiting to be reached.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
So we better figure out how to get to them.
Exactly. And this video, I think, goes beyond just the technology itself. It's all about understanding how people are actually using their smartphones and how we, as, ethical marketers, can reach them effectively. And that's where this thing called the party principle comes in. It's a framework from the video that I think is going to be super helpful for you.
Party principle.
Yeah.
I am intrigued.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. Tell me more.
So think of it this way. Social media is the big party.
Okay.
Email is the after party.
I guess.
And text messaging is the VIP party.
Ooh, exclusive.
Right. Each one has its own distinct role in building relationships with your audience.
I love where this is going. Break it down for me. How does each party work in the marketing world?
All right. So let's start with social media. It's the big party, right?
Now, see, this one, as you can see, I believe I asked for a commercial. And I did. I asked for a commercial, but what it's doing is it actually created a podcast. So I would actually have to create a new notebook and go back and be specific. And this time I said, and remember, I only used a one-liner, by the way. Remember, I said the longer the prompt, the more, the better it's going to be, right? So I only did a one-line prompt that said create a commercial. They didn't understand because they created a podcast out of this, right? So what I would do is I would go back, do my long prompt, and tell them, do not make this a podcast, make it a commercial, right? So, in what we've done so far is I explained to you what NotebookLM is and the uses for your small business, which included you can create social media posts. I did 100 yesterday. Today I asked it for 50. I created an ad. I showed you how I created advertisements, how I created the audio commercial to advertise my workshop. I talked about creating email copy from your workshop description prompts. And I also explained to you how I created my ebook outline from my presentations that I turned in, my PowerPoint presentations that I turned into PDFs, and from my workshop video. So these are just those 4 5 ways that I just discussed with you are just 5 ways. However, there are countless ways that you can use this. So what I say to you is be creative, right? And try to think about what you can use it for in your business. If you have a website like mine that has hundreds of pages on it, use that link to your website to generate new content, right? Use your blog or somebody else's blog to generate content. As long as you're not stealing their information, but you're using it to, let's say, I don't know, there's a big name website out there that you want to use some things off of. Again, you're not stealing it, but you might just use it to generate ideas. So you put in, like I was trying to do Google. I wanted to see what it came up with. Let's say Google has all this stuff on their website, and you put in Google's website address and say to it, um, give me 3 ideas to market my business from this website. Boom. So if you're a doctor, you could go to one of those big name medical websites. I don't even know. I don't know. Cedar Sinai or whatever that hospital is called. I don't even know the names of hospitals. Sorry. But you go to their website. And you say, give me 3 ideas to generate a blog post from this website. Right? Because they probably have a big, powerful blog that you could get ideas from. But then when it gives you the information, ask for an outline of that, right? So then you have an outline to start generating your content for your blog. Try your best to write it yourself. Use tools like Grammarly to help you with your spelling, but please, please do not, number one, steal anybody else's stuff. And number two, do not use this AI word for word. The podcast is fine. That word for word, what they're saying in the podcast, that's perfectly fine. If you're doing email copy, perfectly fine. Just change some of the words so that it sounds like you are speaking and not them, right? So I hope this was helpful. Be sure to watch the next video that pops up on the screen. I have some other things that are coming out. Make sure that you stay tuned. Join my email list, as I mentioned earlier, to stay in touch so that you can know every time that I go live. And again, if you have any questions, please, please put them in the chat even after this live stream is over. I am one of those people on YouTube who answers everybody's questions. I do not ignore people, and I'm not so big that I can't answer your question. Okay. So, and with that, what I'm going to do, because my screen is black now. Oh, here we go. What I'm going to do is just say thank you for hanging out with me as always. And I really, really enjoy doing these live streams more than I ever thought I would. Okay. And with that, I want to say have an amazing day.